Wait for it. Wait for it, part 2. Wait for it. I'm here. Hello. Hello. Happy Tuesday. Hello, hello. How's it going? I hope you had a good weekend. How was your holiday weekend? Did you do anything fun? Oh, dude, I think I told you guys I went to a cabin for the 4th of July to get away from the fireworks. And for the most part, successfully got away from the fireworks, I will say. There are still people firing off fireworks in the firework-free zone, which I thought was interesting and certainly not a safety hazard or anything. But for the most part, there was not a lot, and they were not 20 feet away from me. So it was nice, and the dogs were pretty chill. But we got there, and there was no AC. We actually almost had to go home because it was like almost 100 out. And there was no AC. And like, as we're packing our stuff up to call it a bad week, we were like, shoot, man, we gotta call it. And as we're packing our stuff up to head home, because we could not have stayed there with the dogs, it was too hot. They found an HVAC guy to come, and he fixed the air conditioning. And then we were able to have a good weekend. So it all worked out. It all worked out. We had hot dogs, nothing fancy. Oh, heck yeah. Love a good hot dog. I also had hot dogs and burgers and chicken. My family eats a lot. my family eats a lot. My dad's family used to run a restaurant, so he loves to cook. He loves to cook, so we're always eating pretty good. I've been working hard on Art Fight this month. What is Art Fight? You know what that is? Google it. Actually, I won't Google it. I'll let you tell me. I won't Google it. But I didn't want to waste too much time getting into it today. I will warn you. My head hurts. I'm gonna be so real. My head hurts today. But Laurice is on the stand, so certainly he will make my life easy today. That's what I'm banking on. I trust Laurice to make sure that everything works out. February 9th, 11:15 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 1. Art Fight is a yearly game where artists give drawn gifts to each other. There's teams, and the team with the most points at the end win. Wait, that's awesome. Is that an internet thing, or is that like a local thing? That's pretty cool. I've never heard of this. Art Fight. It kind of sounds like Inktober. Is that what it is? Except I don't think you gift anyone anything in Inktober. I think the idea is just that you draw something every day. But it's kind of what it reminds me, like an art drawing challenge, you know? Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm not really sure what to say. The story thus far, real quick. Honestly, I could use a recap. I'm sure this will come into play, but Iris, who looks an awful lot like Dahlia Hawthorne, I cannot wrap my head around it, is accused of murder. Murdering who? Elise Donham. Her prodigy and our friend Laurice Larry Butts is about to take the stand. We get to play as Edgeworth, which is pretty fun, and we are going up against Von Karma. My mentor, Manfred Von Karma's daughter. Oh, that's so cool. I just think this case is so cool. Internet, this is the 10th year. Oh, dang, that's awesome. Hi, Iris. Iris, we only have 20 minutes. There are 2 things which I need to ask you before we reconvene. All right, I'll help you any way I can. First, about that night. You really didn't go to the inner temple, correct? The last witness claims to have met and talked with you in the training hall. Either you or Sister Bikini is lying. Mr. Edgeworth, it is just as I said yesterday. Until the incident occurred, I was in my own room in Hazakura Temple. This is, dude, I don't want to just keep reiterating this is crazy and I don't know what's going on, but I don't know how else to put it. I will find out. We'll figure it out. I believe you, Iris. Whatever you're doing, it's working on me. I believe you. Call me a sucker. Call me a fool. The second thing, then, very well. That night, the temple snowmobile was used in between the time Sister Bikini returned to the main hall and when she bore witness to the murder. Sometime between 10:30 and 11 p.m. that night. 10:30 and 11 p.m. And we know that the crime is between 10 and 11. Were you the one who used the snowmobile? There's only one key for the snowmobile. The only person who could have used it was me. Oh? So it was you. But why? What made you go out to Dusky Bridge? I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. No! No! Not the Cyclops in the courtroom! Iris? I can't tell you about that yet. Yet? Not until her safety. Whose safety? Okay. I wonder. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. Dahlia Hawthorne, maybe they're not related, or maybe they are related, but Dahlia is using this girl. This is not Dahlia Hawthorne. And she recognized Phoenix because Phoenix, maybe Dahlia told her about him in the past. I don't know. Her. The safety of the Acolyte. The Acolyte, huh? She must be talking about Maya. Okay, maybe I'm off. Iris, look me in the eye and tell me the truth. Did you kill Elise Donham? No matter who or what may come, I could never take a life. And we're clean. We're clean. This isn't the same girl. As I thought, no psycho locks. Does Edgeworth even know Pearl? I don't think so. I don't think so. Very well. It is my job to get to the truth. You'll discover this for yourself soon enough. Does Edgeworth know Pearl? I don't. Wasn't Edgeworth in the last trial of the second game with Matt on guard? So I think he does. Francisca covered all of Pearl's cases. Well, she was shot at the end of the second one, right? Boom. Court will now reconvene. Ms. Von Karma, where is the witness? During the break, a man was detained for suspicious behavior in the gallery. Oh no. Suspicious behavior. He was sketching something very intensely. Dare I ask what the witness was sketching when he was detained? Is it Larry? Is it Iris? He drew a terrifying woman, armed with a demonic face and a fish's whip. I wonder who that could be. I can only presume that his intention was to capture Anyway, it's time to drag this pathetic excuse for an artist before the court. Laurice Donham, I hope you're ready. Get in here. The real question is, does Francisca Von Karma know Larry? I don't know. I don't know if she does. It would seem that Whip is going to see plenty more use today. I don't think she does. Larry didn't get a lot of screen time in the second game, if I remember right. Your sketch is in contempt of this court. Hey, I was just artistically... Ow! You tried to run away from the bailiff who was trying to hand you your subpoena, correct? Look, I'm nothing but a fledgling artist training out in the mountains. I'm only down here in the city because I ran out of green paint. Well, to use the technical term for the color, Viridian. Larry. He's calling him the court's probably going to get confused if one side's calling him Laurice and we're calling him Larry. Larry wasn't in the second game at all? Really? I don't know why I thought he was. This isn't an art store now, is it? I know, I graduated junior high, okay? Look, art is all about working in the fields, isn't it? Working in the fields? I presume you wanted to say field work, I hope? That's it. Thanks, buddy. It's kind of sad that I was able to understand his mangled train wreck of a sentence. Well, when you grow up together. I just happened to stop in here and found a wonderful new model. So see, I've got nothing to do with this trial at all. Larry, you can't get up there and say it. What's it called? Perjury? You can't lie just so blatantly in the court. I expect all of your faces to be red when you realize this mistake. Bright red. Or, to use the technical term, Crimson Lake. Ow. Francisco and Larry do not strike me as two people that are going to get along very well. I see her having quite an issue with a lot of the way that Larry behaves. Da da da. Da da da. Stop your pathetic blabbing and testify like a man. Refrain from whipping me, Ms. Von Karma. Cross-whipping is as bad as cross-checking. Witness! That was all your fault! Yeah, it's not the woman with the whip's fault. It's your fault, Larry. This is too much for me. Yeah, wait a second. Larry usually has Phoenix, and I feel like Phoenix is probably a little nicer to him in court, but if he's dealing with Von Karma and Edgeworth, I don't see this going very well for him. I was at the lodge out in the mountains looking up at the stars that night. I walked to the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. He sounds so confident. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. The girl I was waiting for didn't show up. My teacher died on me. I'm all alone now. Aren't I edgy? Oh, Laurice. Witness, please refrain from talking directly to the lawyers during your testimony. I'm just a nobody. Nothing but a small, worthless man, aren't I? And why wasn't I asked for my name and occupation or anything else? Wait, yeah. We really just said cut to the chase, man. We've seen you. We know who you are at this point. Let's get to it. Mr. Edgeworth, this man seems to have quite a severe inferiority complex. He's recently been the cause of numerous incidents. I think he's finally realized for himself just how much of a nuisance he has been to other people. Yeah, that's right. I'm behind everything, every case. That's not something you want to admit. Just touching me will make you eternally unhappy. Well then, let us proceed with the cross-examination with no touching, thank you. I didn't plan on it. We can delve into other details at a later time. He's in mourning? Fair, fair. We'll take it easy on him. We'll try, I guess. I was at that lodge out in the mountains looking up at the stars, and I should reassess my evidence. Victim staff, Shito, the hanging scroll, Iris's hood, note to Iris. Larry, this one really gets me. That's unbelievable. The temple map, the weather data, nothing crazy that we have. We'll see. We'll see what we dig up. Hold it! Whatever is the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? Oh, the music. The music died. This one single statement is so full of contradictions. For a moment there, I thought I was going to collapse. So, witness, any idea as to where these contradictions in your testimony lie? Depending on your answer, I may stay with my whip. Okay, give me a minute. Well, it was snowing that night, so I couldn't possibly have seen the stars. That rundown shack is hardly a lodge, is it? And even if the stars could be seen, it isn't like I was there to look at them, right? See, you can do it if you try. There's only one issue here. What you saw at Dusky Bridge. I walked to the bridge a number of times, but A number of times. How many exactly? Maybe 5? I went once every 20 minutes. Which means you spent almost 2 hours at Heavenly Hall that night. Heavenly Hall, I believe, is... Yes, it's the small little shack. You bet. Real love is about waiting with your heart in your hands. Love, you say. It was this man's intention to summon the defendant to the small shack. Using this blackmail letter. Blackmail? No, no. It wasn't blackmail. You huffy-puffy, loosey-goosey excuse for a whimpering, whining wuss of a witness. Wow. So, what did you see? I hope for your sake you saw a snowmobile. You huffy-puffy, loosey-goosey excuse for a whimpering, whining wuss of a witness, eh? Well, you see, being called those names doesn't seem to bother him at all. At this point, maybe he's built up some pretty thick skin. I didn't see a snowmobile. Larry, you really didn't see it? Hey, no need to hit your desk. I can hear you. I didn't see it. I didn't see a snowmobile. Larry, say snowmobile for me, please. Oh, no. Snowmobile. If you truly have nothing to hide, then why are you stammering like you just flew over a cuckoo's nest? Shut up! What is this? I don't know. Don't ask me. It seems that I'll need to start from a more obvious contradiction. I'm gonna strike the blow that will finally get him to spill the beans. If I remember right, he had his psycho locks toward the end of the investigation scene, and he wasn't telling us anything. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. You didn't meet anyone? That's right, because I've got nothing to do with this. And I'm just here to buy some Viridian paint, alright? Come on, I expect to see those Crimson Lake faces. Now, he's very demanding today. It would appear that simply pressing him isn't going to be enough, Mr. Edgeworth. Indeed, it seems that he's going to claim to have nothing to do with this in the end. I don't want this guy to cost us any more time. I need to slice through his obvious contradictions and keep things moving along. I was at that lodge out in the mountains looking up at the stars that night. I walked to the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. Interesting. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. Didn't see anyone at the bridge. Snowy with occasional lightning strikes. Lightning struck dusky bridge. So that's my first bit. And I think that we already kind of touched on it, is that he couldn't have been looking at the stars. There weren't many stars to look at. Photo of Elise. What a great picture, Larry. Rang lights out at 10 p.m. That's just the autopsy report. This is the crime photo. And this is the tracks photo. I want to press again on this. What's going on, dancing? Welcome in. Are we counting him seeing Phoenix jumping onto that fiery death trap? Wait, that's a good point. That's a really good point. For a moment there, I thought I was going to collapse. Okay, here we go. Give me a minute. It was snowing, so I couldn't possibly have seen the stars. That rundown shack is hardly a lodge, and even if the stars could be seen, it isn't like I was there to look at them. So he just picked apart his own testimony for us. Nothing to present here. Okay. What's up? Nothing much. I hope you had a good weekend. You have a good holiday weekend? I walked to the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. How can you hate Larry? Oh, I don't hate Larry. I love Larry. Laurice, on the other hand, he's another story. No, I kid. I didn't see a snowmobile. Is there any way we can put a snowmobile at the actual bridge? Are we on the religious case still? Yes. Yeah, this is the final case of the game, so it's going to be a while. We're going to be on this one for a while. Let's see. I didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. If by religious case you mean, like the psychic case, then yes. The apparent murder weapon shows Misty Faye. A regional weather report for the night of the crime. Dang. Larry, you're starting off kind of harsh, man. Seems that he's going to claim to have nothing to do with this to the end. I don't want this guy to cost us any more time. I need to slice through his obvious contradictions and keep things moving along. I'm glad that you need to do that, Edgeworth. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time today. I was at the lodge out in the mountains looking up at the stars that night. Nothing is contradicting there that he doesn't already point out. I walked to the bridge a number of times. A number of times, how many? Once every 20 minutes. You spent almost 2 hours at Heavenly Hall. You bet. Real love is about waiting with your heart in your hands. It was this man's intention to summon the defendant to the small shack using this blackmail letter. I didn't see a snowmobile. But how can we prove he definitely did? Okay, let's see. Iris had the keys to the snowmobile, so she took it, as I understand it. I wish that we had photos of the snowmobile at the bridge. Is Larry useful this time? Well, I'll leave that up to your interpretation. Yeah, I mean, useful. What? Who's to say what's useful, right? I mean, you know, I'm sure there's something we can get out of him. Have we gotten that thing yet? No. No, but he did just get here. He just got here. We'll give him a second to get his bearings. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. What would prove that he did see someone at the bridge that night? Larry's also always useful. I believe in Laurice. I believe in him too. He's just making my life a little difficult right now. Just a tad. I didn't see anyone. Wait. When did he take this photo? When did he take this photo? You're right, Edgeworth might have been on death row if it wasn't for Larry. You are correct. I'll give you that. He owes him. When did he take this photo? He didn't take this photo. I'm going to save my game. This is just me not remembering correctly. But he didn't take that photo the night of the crime, did he? It's a shot in the dark. I can't remember, but I think he might have. Bummer. Bummer. Well, I thought I was maybe onto something. Let's see. I was at that lodge out in the mountains, looking up at the stars that night. Wait, can we just present this? Am I thinking too far into it? I know that Larry sold himself out, right, by saying, well, it was cloudy, so there weren't any stars, but we never actually presented this. I'm gonna try it. No, they didn't want that either. But you just said it yourself that it does? Is Miles playing mind games? He was playing mind games. I gotta admit, that was pretty smooth, Edgy. You almost had him. I can't listen to him doing something right now. Oh, no worries. No worries. I was at the lodge out in the mountains looking up at the stars. I walked to the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. Hold it! Let's see. Larry, you really didn't see it. I love this. Say snowmobile one more time for me. Shut up. What is this? I don't know. Don't ask me. It seems I'll need to start from a more obvious contradiction. I'm going to strike the blow that will finally get him to spill the beans. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. Ah. He didn't see anyone. What if I object with a profile? I was at the lodge out in the mountains looking up at the stars. I walked to the bridge. I didn't see us. What if I object with who he might have seen? Bummer. Save scumming is coming in handy early today. Holy smokes. Let's see. I was at the lodge out in the mountains looking up at the stars that night. This wouldn't contradict anything like that. The Shichishita would not either. The hanging scroll wouldn't. Iris's hood would not. Wait, no. Is this that bad? Is it that obvious? Is it staring me right in the face? Hazakura temple map wouldn't. The weather data, we already tried that. It didn't work. No, that wouldn't work. Photo of Elise. We already tried this. Iris's testimony. No, it's that in your face. No way. The courtyard wouldn't. Taken that night from main gate to Dusty Bridge. You think it's that in your face? So, okay, I could also maybe, if this is... like, if this photo is saying that the tracks go all the way to Dusky Bridge, then there's no way that Larry wouldn't have seen it. I mean, I've presented everything else. I might as well try. I might as well try. Oh, no. Oh, it's all going wrong. Oh, no. It's fine. Everything's fine. Okay. I walked to the bridge a number of times. Is there anything that would... The apparent murder weapon? I know for a fact that I'm just hyper-focusing on something dumb right now. Received before the lights out. This wouldn't disprove anything he said. I must talk to you about... I'll be waiting for you tonight at 10. Unless you want your secret to be exposed. Looking up at the stars that night. I could use the blackmail letter here to prove that he wasn't just looking up at the stars. He was waiting on someone. What's the current problem? Laurice. Laurice is the current problem. You think I was on the right track? Oh. I didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that... Oh! Oh, this is bad for me. He didn't see anyone at the bridge. He obviously saw Phoenix. Oh, my gosh. Oh. You know what? You know, even LeBron misses shots sometimes, right? You know, even LeBron misses shots. Even Messi can't score every goal. You know, the greatest of all times, they all struggle. You know, it's how you recover. It's about how you finish, not how you start. Larry Butts. I can understand why you might want to throw your old life away. You're pretty pathetic. And you cause all sorts of trouble. I'm sorry. But having realized just how much of a nuisance you've been, that could be considered a step in the right direction. Edgy, are you trying to console me? Not quite. It certainly doesn't sound that way to me. However, I cannot forgive you for simply turning away from the incidents you create. You're totally pinning this on me. Now then, let us talk about the night of the murder. Sister Bikini, after seeing the murder take place, asked Phoenix Wright to report it. Thus, he headed for the public phone by the bridge. There, he happened across a certain nefarious individual. You, Larry Butts. That's right, me in the flesh. Oh, you're so goofy, Larry. Lock in, bro. Lock in. Get a grip, Larry. We gotta focus. Do you want your girl to be locked away, or do you want a chance? Listen carefully, witness. It doesn't matter if you change your name. So long as you remain pretty pathetic, you will continue to cause these incidents. That reality will not change. But what do you want me to do then? Larry, what you need to change is your inner self. Quick therapy session. But for now, what you saw that night, testifying truthfully about this one issue, is all I need from you. Edgy, I think I've finally woken up. Well, I guess I could still be sleeping. But anyway, I'll do it. I'll testify. Well, I'm not sure this will go especially well. It's unbelievable. I'll ask again then, witness. What did you see on the night of the murder? What I saw part 2, because part 1 was so reliable. I went to the shack at around 9, so it would have been about 10:30 p.m. I was lying under my bedding. When a white flash almost blinded me. I looked out the window and Dusky Bridge was on fire. There was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. That's when I ran into Nick. That face that Larry was making is so Larry. You certainly saw quite a lot, didn't you? So, what happened to the bridge after it caught on fire? It was like me after a 3-day stint chasing a girl. Sad and depressed. It totally burnt out. Like, totally gone. I mean, trying to cross the burning remains was what caused Nick to fall. What did you say? Oh, don't worry. It's nothing life-threatening. He just caught a cold. I never know with that man if he should be called lucky or unlucky. Francisca, are you worried about me? Are you... Francisca, I thought you were heartless and cold. Now, Mr. Edgeworth, please commence your cross-examination. All right, well, there's a couple things that immediately stand out to me. I went to the shack at around 9, so it would have been about 10:30, and that's when he saw the white flash, and Dusky Bridge was on fire. However, when does the lightning strike? Lightning struck Dusky Bridge at 10:45. Around 30 minutes passed between the fire starting and going out. So that's the first thing of note, is it would have been around 10:30. Now that's pretty nitpicky, however, it is a contradiction. We'll get some more info out of it first, but I do think that that's where I'm going with this. What did you do out there in the cold for an hour and a half? Well, if you really must know, I was busy being excited, I guess. Excited? Dare I even ask? Your Honor, don't bother. I set the meeting time as 10 p.m., right? But I couldn't wait, and I thought she might come early, too. Well, it appears she didn't come at all in the end. Because they never arranged to meet in the first place, did they? Shut up. Don't go picking my fond memories apart. Anyway, I was getting a little worried. Excited over the bridge burning down? No, excited to see the apple of his eye, Iris. The apple of his iris. I thought maybe Iris had lost her way. So every 20 minutes or so, I went out to the bridge. But I didn't see anything particularly suspicious. I didn't have anything else to do, so I went back to the shack to wait for her. I was lying under my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me. This light was, of course, lightning. Like, kerpow, ka-chow. Like a slap from Naomi, honestly. A big bada boom. Or a little like that. That's more like a punch from Miranda. Witness, did you actually see the lightning hit the bridge? Well, I was a bit startled by the flash of light, so I looked out the window and Dusky Bridge was on fire. Seeing that, what did you do? What do you think? I was burning up as well. From the fire in my heart. And that's why you went to take a look at the bridge. Well, to be honest, it was freezing cold, so at first I thought, forget it, I'm not leaving my covers. That's safe. But it had pretty much stopped snowing, so I don't know, I changed my mind. I'm not sure I care for the forget it attitude you had at first, Witness. There was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. You said right away, but exactly how long after the strike was that? The lightning fell, and then the bridge caught fire? Maybe around 5 minutes? I mean, I suddenly thought, gotta go check this out. How far is this small shack from where you were on the bridge? Hold on. Well, it had pretty much stopped snowing. I guess about a 5-minute walk? And how did Dusky Bridge look when you got there? Like I had recovered a piece of my childhood, huh? I mean, not even the bonfires kids would make during school camping trips can compare. Well, should I press him for a little more info? Why didn't you call anyone? Or why did you go to the bridge? We'll start with why didn't you call anyone? Larry, let me ask you one thing. What is it, Edgy? What's with the serious face? Well, he did call me, now that I think about it. Why didn't you call anyone? Huh? What do you mean? Normally, when faced with a towering inferno, one would try and tell someone. Oh, I guess he only called Edgeworth after Phoenix fell, though. There is a public phone right by Dusky Bridge, correct? Well, of course I thought of doing that. So then, let's hear why you didn't. Okay. A reason. My reason... It isn't that I didn't try to tell anyone. I just didn't have time to, okay? I arrived at the bridge and Nick showed up less than a minute later. Hang on. I gotta press on the other thing as well. I need all the deets. Because who knows what Larry's trying to hide from us. Alright. We know why... Well, we only sort of know why you didn't call anyone, but why did you go to the bridge? So you suddenly thought to check out the bridge? Does this mean that you initially had no intention of doing so? Well, yeah, I guess it does. It was really cold. I didn't really want to go out there. If that's the case, why did you change your mind? I would like to hear your reason. In which case, please give testimony to that effect, Witness. Oh? My reasoning. Okay, reasoning, is it? I thought I'd never get another chance to see something so big burning. Ah, so whatever you press him on changes this last dialogue option. I thought I'd never get another chance to see something so big burning. I don't know. Okay, buddy. So you decided to go and see what was happening. Yeah, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for our boy Laurice here. That's right. We're talking about a massive suspension bridge burning to high heaven. You know, to be fair, when you put it like that, Larry, it actually sounds pretty sick. I'm sorry I judged you. When you put it like that, if everyone is safe, I could see the appeal. I could see the appeal. As long as everyone's safe. In this case, doesn't seem to be the case, but that's not something you see every day. A real like, really special? Can we really trust a witness who is unable to pronounce spectacle? Life seems to love hitting this poor witness below the belt. Well, my motto is to hit life back as hard as I can and get whipped by Francisca's whip as hard as you can. I'll give you a few hits too if you'd like, with my whip. You told me about the burning bridge yesterday, but there's still something that doesn't quite fit. It looks like, despite his change of heart, Larry still isn't telling us the whole truth. All right, I think that we're going to get more out of the other testimony, rather than him just wanting to see a burning building. And then I do assume that this changes something, maybe, in his final testimony, if I go not right now. Why didn't you call anyone? And then we can, I don't think we pressed him on that one. So then let's hear why you didn't. I arrived at the bridge and Nick showed up less than a minute later. What a hole you've painted yourself in. You claim to have arrived at the bridge at the same time as Wright. Yeah. I thought I'd better tell someone about this. But then Nick came up yelling about murder. It totally made me forget about the bridge. The fire was pretty much out by then anyway. What's this feeling? I suddenly have a terrible case of unease. It was after contacting the police that Phoenix Wright fell from the bridge, correct? Yeah, that's pretty much it, more or less. You told me about the burning bridge yesterday, but there's something that still doesn't quite fit. Okay. There's a lot to unpack here. I went to the shack at around 9, so it would have been about 10:30 p.m. We already know that lightning struck the bridge at 10:45. Around 30 minutes passed between the fire starting and going out. So that would mean the bridge is on fire at least to 11:15. And Phoenix showed up less than a minute after Larry got there. I'm gonna... He said it was almost out when Nick arrived. Yeah! Which I don't think is true. I feel like if the fire was almost out, then he wouldn't have been able to even try to cross the bridge. I'm going to try presenting this in a couple different spots because I do think I'm onto something. I just don't know exactly where it fits. So I am going to object with the weather. Nice, 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 nice. Your very existence being a contradiction, I'm not sure if you can grasp this or not. What the hey, Edgy? You make me sound like some sort of alien. But your testimony is conclusively contradictory. The problem here is time. I've never been the best timekeeper, you know. 3 minutes after Billy leaves on foot, you follow him on your bicycle. How long does it take for you to catch up with him? Terrible at those. This is much more simple, Larry. You saw the lightning strike Dusky Bridge and immediately went to see what happened. Is this correct? Yeah. Well, I wasted about 5 minutes first, but more or less. I have the weather data from the night of the murder here. According to this, the lightning fell at 10:45 p.m. You say it takes less than 5 minutes from the shack to Dusky, meaning you probably got there at around 11. That all sounds right, I guess. And then Nick showed up and did his falling act. That is impossible. What do you mean? 11 p.m. is when the murder occurred in Hazakura Temple. Thus, Wright was still there, in the courtyard. There's no way that Larry could have encountered him at Dusky Bridge at that time. Oh? Excuse me. I have an objection. Not your job. I'll handle the objections. You do? Edgy, how many times do I have to say this? I'm not Larry. I'm Laurice Donham. It has not been proven that the murder occurred at 11 p.m. The sister only said around 11. In which case, it could have been earlier than that. Watch your footing there, Ms. Francisca von Karma. The slope ahead is slippery. For there is still no way that Wright could have been at Dusky Bridge at 11. And why not? It's clearly written here in the weather data report. It took around 30 minutes for the bridge to burn out. Therefore, the bridge must have been burning until at least 11:15 p.m. I said that same thing. We're the same, Edgeworth, me and you. We also look the same, and we're equally as cool and smart. Which means what exactly? Wright did not see the bridge while it was being consumed by the flames that night. In fact, he did not arrive on the scene until after the flames had died down. Larry, You arrived at the bridge at 11 p.m., but Wright did not make it there until at least 11:15. I suggest you stop hiding things and just tell us the whole truth. Now then, what happened during these missing 15 minutes? Larry. Just give it to me straight, man. We could have done this the easy way outside of court, but you didn't want to talk to me. So unfortunately, now this is how we have to settle it. Lesson learned. Next time, just tell me outside of court, and we don't have to go through this, man. It doesn't have to be a public display. Everyone watching this is just as smart and cool as Edgeworth. Facts. Factual. I feel like I just got brutally woken up by toilet splashback. I guess I was still sleeping after all. Pinch me. Is this because of all the psych locks? Yeah. Yeah, it is. He wouldn't tell us. So there was a missing 15 minutes prior to meeting Phoenix Wright. I hardly see that as much of a problem. Yeah, not much of a problem at all. Really? The bridge is burning before your eyes, and there's a phone right next to it. Why, then, did you not report the accident? Yes, witness. Why didn't you? Were you there simply to watch the bridge burn? And therein lies the problem. For even after the bridge had burnt out, he was still there. Staring into space, this witness didn't even attempt to fulfill his civic duty. Oh, Larry. That's what it sounds like. But this is Larry we're talking about, and even he's incapable of being so stupid. Dude, they are leaning into him. Oh my gosh, they are picking the poor man to shreds in this case. This is the most cruel I think that we've ever been to Larry. Which means there has to be a reasoning for his inaction. Edgy. I think it's about time I got serious with you, dude. Just as I thought, you've been playing with us all this time. Listen, I'm going to tell you everything. Are you sure you want to hear it all? Yes. I may really say it this time. Then say it. Very well. I have a terribly bad feeling about this. However, let's have the witness finally give us the whole truth. Now, for this 15-minute gap, what were you doing, witness? Enlighten us, Larry, please. I have a feeling it's not going to be 100% honest, but there's probably going to be some stuff in there. Justice for Laurice. Yeah, they're not being very nice to him. They are literally picking him apart left and right because the screen just keeps panning left, right, and center for Edgeworth, Fawn, Karma, and the judge. Oh, Larry, I'm going to trust that you've got something up. You got a trick up your sleeve. And that's what it is. You're playing the long game here. I'm on to you. We'll figure this out. I'm a donum. You're a donum. You're a butts. I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing? Sketching in front of the bridge. I was whipped up into a frenzy of art. That's the whole truth. The shock and awe that I was feeling, I transferred it all directly onto the page. Before I realized it, the flames had gone out and then he came running up. Say it with me now, everybody. I suppose artists can be strange folk. That's right. I'm willing to sacrifice everything in order to draw the perfect sketch. Including the truth from the sound of it. Mr. Edgeworth, has this removed the last of your doubts? No, it hasn't. Not even close. Not at all, Your Honor. One very large doubt still remains. And what would that be? This is a surprisingly believable story, especially considering the source. So why did he think he needed to hide it from us until now? I intend to drag the reason out of him. Ha ha ha. You'll regret this, Edgy. Why? What? It's like he's telling us we're gonna dig our own grave. Larry, what do you know that we don't? I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing? Tell us, Larry. God, I love this music. My name is Laurice. Get it right. Sorry, Laurice. Mistakes like that are what keep you from being popular with the ladies like I am. Uh-huh. Just who exactly are you? I'm Laurice Donham, apprentice extraordinaire. That's what he calls himself, in any case. Then you are an artist? Of course, I'm an artist, the real thing. Yet again, that's what he calls himself. Names mean nothing. There's only one issue I care to discuss. What were you doing? That is a very big issue indeed. Sketching in front of the bridge, I was whipped up into a frenzy of art. Sketching the burning bridge and everything that came with it. What? Came with it? You want to hear this from my lips, do you, Edgy? Yes, that's what I've been clamoring for, Laurice. You'll regret this. That sketch of mine is, oh no. Larry, what were you sketching? Oh my gosh, he was sketching Edgeworth and Phoenix fan fiction. Just take that ridiculous sketch of yours out already, witness. Larry, your art career hangs in the balance. What were we sketching? What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean. If this is... Hang on. Is this the reason that he didn't want to talk about this? Is because he was ashamed of what he was drawing? That does indeed appear to be the fastest solution. I'll leave it to you now, Mr. Edgeworth. Well, I'll leave it to the save file, Your Honor. What should I do? I've got a terrible feeling that the instant this sketch is revealed, the entire world may be changed by what is depicted there. No, we've got to see it. I have to see it. Larry, I wonder if you could show us your sketch, please. Well, even I couldn't have imagined it turn out like this. Oh, Larry. Imagined what? That Laurice Donham's debut would take place here, today, like this. Ow! Show it. Now. Okay. But steel yourselves. This is the world of Laurice Donham. Huh. That's kind of cool, actually. I'm not... Larry. I wasn't familiar with your game. Larry, why is there a woman on fire in the sky? I'm very... That's real Crayola for you. Larry brought the... Did he buy Crayola? He bought the good stuff? Oh, when I was a kid, was it Rose Art? I had to use the Rose Art crayons. I was always jealous of the kids who used Crayola. Well, it was Rose Art? Oh, shoot. Rose Art, and then what was the other one? Oh, my gosh. It was, the logo was a big statue of a man. Oh, my gosh. That's going to bug me. I will eventually figure this out. I will remember this. Rose Art always felt so dry, right? Rose Art stunk. Rose Art stunk. Crayola was where it's at. Oh, my gosh. Wait. I think I remembered it. Hang on. Is this it? Okay, this isn't what I remember it looked like, though. It was called Schoolio von Julio. But this isn't what I thought it was. I think I'm getting two different things mixed up. Anyway, we're way sidetracked, sorry. Way sidetracked. Well, so this is Dusky Bridge, correct? Quite a large bridge, isn't it? Your response, Ms. Von Karma? Yes, well, it's a better drawing than I expected. Me too, honestly. Isn't it? I struggled to reproduce those flames. I really did. Yes, I'm sure you did. He's so proud. It's kind of nice. You know what, Larry? I gotta respect an artist who's gonna put his work out on display. This is going to get ugly. Because why is there a floating woman? No one has the courage to bring it up, it seems. This mysterious flying object. Larry. What? The burning bridge is fine, but what is that unfortunate looking figure? Ah, you spotted that? I thought you might. However much I might want to ignore it, I can't. It's Iris, of course. Iris. I wish she'd take better care of herself. We have to plan for our future, you know. Larry? Did you just pin Iris at the scene of the... Larry? I think he did. I think he just put our witness at the scene of the crime. What would have happened to her if she had injured herself flying like that? Wait, wait, it wasn't a metaphor? She was actually flying? He did say you'd regret it. That's fair. He tried to warn us. I'll give you that. He tried to warn us. I wish he would have warned us before trial, but alas. Larry, please answer this next question honestly. Okay, sounds good. Are you really claiming to have seen this? Are you claiming to have seen the silhouette of the defendant flying over a bridge that was engulfed in flames? Yep, that's what I saw. I love Larry. I love Larry so much. That's why I drew it. I'm an artist, a real artist. The girl, she's really high up in this picture. Astute observation as always, Your Honor. I don't know what's going on. You know, if I had a nickel for every time someone flew in one of these cases, I would have 2 nickels. It's just weird that it happened twice. He knew he'd sound insane, but now he's just got to own it. I will say, it tracks. He warned us that we really didn't want to press him on this. And he knew that it wouldn't make any sense when he said it. And still we pressed for information. Now I have so many questions. This is all a bad dream. I was hitting you on the cheek to test that theory. Please whip your own cheek from now on if you wish to test your wild theories. Anyway, no court of law will ever acknowledge that people can fly. Actually, there is some precedent for this. She was flying pretty high, my sweet Iris. She was about 30 feet above the bridge at least. It was really something to see. So now Iris not only was there at the scene, she was there at the inner temple that she claimed to us to not have been at, but she also flew there. Okay. This has to be some kind of mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, please bring the witness back down to earth. What? Me? This witness is your friend, is he not? Accessory to foolishness, Miles Edgeworth. That's a tough title to shake. Let us get back to the cross-examination by force if necessary. Mr. Edgeworth, I expect you to expose the obvious contradiction here. Yes, Your Honor. Looks like I've got another reason to remember this moron. Well, what did you think of my debut piece? Get that thing away from me. Larry's sketch added to the court record. Horrible sketch of what he saw the night of the crime. Now hurry up and cross-examine him. I'm a donum. I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing? Sketching in front of a bridge, I was whipped up into a frenzy of art. I saw Iris flying, her white hood fluttering. No, you didn't, sir, because we had the white hood. Just where did you see this sight from? Hey, no need to shout. When I was lying in bed in that rundown shack, the crack of the lightning bolt made me realize that the bridge was burning. I just watched it for a while from there, thinking how nicely it was burning. Then after about 5 minutes, I saw it. The defendant flying. That's right. That's when I decided to go to the bridge. I see. That all makes sense, aside from the sketch itself. Yeah, this sketch doesn't make any sense. I just need to convince the artist that his work is ludicrous, and I know just how to do that. I saw Iris flying, her white hood fluttering, except for the fact that before lights out, before any of this happened, she gave Phoenix her hood. There was no white hood to flutter. Larry, what did you really see that night? Not that I particularly care. In your position, that's just being irresponsible. I drew exactly what I saw. I'll give you a whole $1 if that is the truth. Oh boy. If that's truly the case, then there's one thing that we can say for certain. You owe me $1. What might that be? That the person who flew over the bridge could not have been the defendant, Iris. What? What do you mean? I don't understand. A foolhardy folly of a foolish statement by an equally foolishly foolhardy fool. How exactly can you make this claim? Tell us, Larry. According to this picture, the individual whom you say you saw was wearing a hood, correct? Of course she was. That rundown shack is quite away from the bridge. The hood is what told me that this floating angel is my Iris. The hood is my darling Iris, and Iris is my darling hood. Ow. It seems there are bigger fools in this world than the one at the defense's bench. I love their little feud. Larry, there's something you need to be made aware of. On the night of the murder, Iris wasn't wearing her hood. She had given it to Wright as a gift. Oh, Larry's gonna get jealous. Larry's gonna get mad at me. Larry, I didn't ask for it. She gave it to me. Are you going to change your story now? Perhaps suggest it was Wright who took flight? What are you talking about? I think you understand what I mean just fine. Why did Nick have Iris's hood? No, Larry, it's not like that, I swear. It's like kind of like that, but it's not like that, I swear. I'm not trying to take her from you or anything. What? Edgy? What's going on with Iris and Nick? Oh, nothing. Why, you Nick, you dog. This stream has been a trip, man. I do believe that this unbelievably mysterious sketch is destined to disappear, discredited and discarded straight into the garbage. Huh? What is it now, witness? It feels like I've been waiting 25 years for this very day to come. Edgy, today is the day I get to completely stupefy you. What? What is the meaning of your outburst, witness? I hate to have to do this, but I have some definitive evidence. Okay, and that is... definitive evidence? Iris did indeed come flying over the burning bridge, and I, Laurice Donham, shall prove it. I didn't expect to ask this again, but we shall be needing your testimony once more. Tell us anything you know concerning the defendant as depicted in this sketch, and show us your evidence that this nightmare was actually a reality. Okay, I hope you're ready, Edgy, because I'm gonna feed you a whopping serving of pain. You've been serving us a whopping serving of pain this whole time, trust me. Here we go, proof that Iris flew. When I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone. I was so worried, so I frantically searched all over for her. That led to me finding a beautiful crystal sphere half buried in the snow. Which we know was attached to her staff. I'm sure that Iris was simply wearing a spare hood. After all, no one else could have lost a crystal sphere that night. No one. no one, Larry. A crystal sphere. This one. Pretty, isn't it? But finders keepers. Not how it works in court. Is that blood? Larry, if that's blood, you really can't keep it. We're gonna have to take that one from you. That sphere. Where did you find it? Let me see. Around here somewhere? That looks about right. And it was half buried in the snow? It had pretty much stopped snowing by then, but there was still some falling as I walked to the bridge. Oh, say it with me now, everyone. The court accepts this crystal sphere. That's mine, okay? I want it back afterwards. I don't think that's gonna work. There's something on it. Blood. Oh my. It's blood. What? Blood. Found half covered in snow near Dusky Bridge the night of the crime has blood on it, but we don't know whose blood. What's it? Interesting, because if the crystal is found here and the murder happened here, and this is also where her staff was found, that would lead me to believe that someone had stolen the staff, like the jewel from the staff, before the murder took place. You ready, Edgy? By tomorrow morning, you'll be calling me Master Larry. I like the sound of that. No one's gonna push me around anymore. Didn't you want to be called Laurice Donum only a few minutes ago? That's either blood or, to use the technical term, oh, brother, crimson paint. Are you Laurice's disciple? When I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone. Hold it! I don't even know if I need to press on everything. I know what I'm objecting to. So you went to the burning bridge. That's right, to meet Iris. She actually flew to get to me. The least I could do was meet her halfway. But the defendant was not at the bridge when you got there, you say? Something like that? All right, respect. I guess she went back to Hazakura Temple. She's a girl after all. She must have wanted to look her best. Must be lovely to live in the fantasy land of Larry's mind. Actually, it's so depressing that I can't even work up the energy to point. So what did you do next? I was so worried, I frantically searched all over. A beautiful crystal sphere I found half buried in the snow. I'm sure that Iris was simply wearing a spare hood. After all, no one else could have lost a crystal sphere that night. Do we think that we should use the victim's staff or the photo? I'll probably object with the photo just because it literally has her with it. Larry, Larry, you took this photo. You did. What do you mean no one else could have had it? You took this. This is your photo. Objection. Larry. I just anticipate every time he says it, Edgeworth's just getting slightly and slightly more frustrated. And at this point, it's just like, Larry, that night, there was someone who lost a crystal sphere. There was... Who was this stupid idiot? Ms. Elise Donham, the mentor to a stupid idiot. The victim? I have a photo of her here. And on the end of her staff, you can see a familiar-looking crystal sphere. Hey, that's my photograph. Give it back. A crystal sphere like that is quite easy to find. I have one just like it on my brooch. They look nothing alike. Why is he so triggered by that? For whatever reason, that set Edgeworth off, man. In any case, please take a look at this. This is the victim's staff found at the scene of the crime. The crystal sphere is gone. Ooh. What? He's going through all the stages of grief. What? Just, what does this mean? If anyone jumped or flew across the bridge that night, it certainly was not Iris. After all, she wasn't wearing her hood. But more importantly, the crystal sphere found that the landing site was not hers either. That means the one who flew and dropped the sphere was the victim, Ms. Elise Donham. Objection! That was not one of my better ones. A fool alongside another fool on a fool's errand to reach a foolish conclusion. First of all, this sketch, which I prefer to call a scribble, is ridiculous. People cannot fly, thus it is rejected. Wait a second, Von Karma. You worked the last case where someone did fly. Not technically. In fact, it was actually just kind of crazy the way it happened, and it just was a statue after all. But you were there. You know how weird things get when I'm involved. You can't do that. I saw it with my own... Ow. And this crystal sphere, this is nothing more than a red herring. You honestly believe that? Give it some thought, and I'm sure you'll realize it as well, Miles Edgeworth. Elise Donham was in her room on the night of the murder. There was no reason for her to go to Dusky Bridge. Therefore, this sphere cannot be related to this case. That is all. Interesting. No reason for her to go. I disagree. Because she was with Pearl at the time, right? Or she was either with Pearl or looking for Pearl. I can't remember. But if she wanted to bring Pearl to Maya for some reason, then she absolutely had a reason to be there. I'm sure by now Edgeworth just sighs every time he turns to talk to Larry. Yeah, I'm sure. He's gotta be real frustrated. He's finally getting the taste of what it's like on this side of the stand. And I bet he's missing his days as a prosecutor. Therefore, this sphere cannot be related to this case. That is all. Ms. Franziska von Karma. The only people who will accept that explanation are scatterbrains and clowns. Oh my god. Why are you pointing at me? The victim's crystal sphere was found near the bridge on the night of her murder. Yet you expect us to believe this has nothing to do with the case, and it had blood on it, Francisca. You're gonna have to try a little harder than that. That crystal sphere, it was probably thrown away at the bridge after the murder. After? There's blood on the crystal, isn't there? This naturally suggests that it was thrown away after the murder took place. I said that. The killer placed it there to throw the investigation off the scent, which is the exact same reason that he drew that ridiculous sketch. What? You mean I'm the killer? All joking aside. Oh, for a second, I was like, is she throwing the case right now? All joking aside, it's not like her to joke. Maybe she does have a sense of humor. Just when did this crystal sphere appear near the foot of the bridge? Unless this can be proven in some way, I refuse to believe this is related to the case. She makes a valid point. There's no evidence that Elise Donham left Hazakura Temple that night. However, if somehow this crystal sphere can be proven to have been dropped before the victim was killed, then this case is going to transform into something else entirely. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth. I want your final opinion on the disposition of this crystal sphere. Is that so? Oh, whatever it's called will have been nothing more than a monumental waste of time. Prepare yourself for some very appropriate punishment, Miles Edgeworth. Can I prove it? Can I prove that the crystal sphere was dropped before the murder took place? Can I? Can I prove it was dropped before the murder took place? I mean, it has blood on it. Wait, no, that would mean it was dropped after. Can I prove that the crystal sphere was dropped before the murder took place? I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can. Carried by Elise Donham when she was alive, has her fingerprints on it. There's gotta be a way. If I were Phoenix Wright right now, I would just say, sure, go for it. But it seems counterproductive to backtrack and say no, right? And have to go through all this again. There's got to be something in here. Can I prove that the crystal sphere was dropped before the murder took place? What about the snow? They said it was half covered in snow, right? Found half covered in snow near Dusky Bridge the night of the crime. It has blood on it. Half covered in snow. If the murder took place at approximately 11 and it was half covered in snow and the snow had already started, if the murder took place around 11, then the snow had stopped by the time the sphere would have been found. So it wouldn't have been half covered in snow. It would have been submerged in snow, but it wouldn't have been covered in snow. I think it's the weather report. The times don't match up. Yes, I can. Can I prove it? That isn't the issue. To simply prove it is the only option. That's what he'd do. That's the way Phoenix Wright would do this. Your Honor, allow me to prove something to you. I will prove that this crystal sphere is a vital link to solving this case. You will do what? Your job? That look in your eyes. You remind me of Phoenix Wright when he's cornered. That should come as no surprise, because right now I am Phoenix Wright and I am indeed cornered. I order you to present your evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. What? Evidence that proves that the crystal sphere was indeed dropped before the murder. Why did this picture pull up? Well, shoot. Now I don't know. Let's take a look at the crime scene photo, I guess. Maybe it's important. I mean, I don't think that this shows anything with the sphere. Oh. I mean, the fact that there's snow piling on top of it, but that just goes back to what I say. It's the weather report. I hope. Take that! Your response, Ms. Von Karma? Birds of a feather flock together. Are you familiar with this phrase? Miles Edgeworth. I think one such bird is calling for its fellow now. Go, go, Edgy. Do it. Prove it. Win, win, win. Oh, something tells me this wasn't correct. His cheering. It's as though I'm listening to the ominous cause of ravens. Oh, no. So, Mr. Edgeworth, what will you do from here? One more chance, Your Honor. I can't turn back after coming all this way. The time of the murder and when the crystal sphere was dropped. I need to find proof that the latter happened first. I order you to present your evidence. Evidence that proves the crystal sphere was indeed dropped before the murder. So the fact that it didn't give us the option again shows that we're on the right track. Because if we had to go back for anything, it probably would have given us the option to go back. So, we have to have what it's asking for. I really thought I was onto something. Evidence that proves the crystal sphere was dropped before the murder. Let's see. Is there anything in the crime photo that would say otherwise? I mean, she doesn't have her staff on her. But that, I don't know if that would really prove anything. Let's see. What else we got? Carried by Elise Donham when she was alive. Has her fingerprints on it. Maybe this. Maybe. It's my last resort. The apparent murder weapon has the victim's blood and the suspect's fingerprints on it. Shows Misty Faye. That won't do anything. The hood won't do anything. Neither will the note to Iris. The temple map probably wouldn't do anything. Although, if the snowmobile tracks prove that it was snow... No, I don't think that works. Oh, no. She's got an orb right here. Oh, no. We're going to ignore that. No one look at that. no one look at that. That is not a can of worms that I want to open. I don't think the photo would do anything. I don't think Iris's testimony would do anything. Body fell... Wait, body fell 10 feet after death. If the body fell, this would have shattered, right? Is the orb a part of the hood? Oh! 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 Whoa, it is. But is it the same orb? This one looks a little more purple, but I have a feeling it's the same orb. But this wouldn't be evidence that it was dropped before, right? Interesting. No, I think... Oh, I lost my train of thought. Oh, because she fell from a height of 10 feet. The crystal certainly would have broken, right? Your response, Ms. Von Karma. Oh no. Oh no. All right. I thought I was onto something. Well, what else could it be then? Can I prove it? Can I prove that the crystal sphere was dropped before? Yes. And I feel like it's gotta be, because again, I'm locked into this afterwards. They don't give me a chance to unselect this. I will prove that this crystal sphere is a vital link to solving this case. Do we try selecting no? I don't think so. I really think if it was no, like if we had to gather more testimony first, it wouldn't lock us into this after we, you know, present something. It would give us the option to go back. So the fact that I'm locked into this makes me think I have to have it. Why do they show us this? Well, maybe I have to present the... Let's say, all right, let's take a good, honest look at the crime scene photo and not tunnel vision. I mean, is it enough to say that the staff that she's always carrying isn't here? I mean, I guess it's just a photo of the crime scene, so it wouldn't be anyway. Snow is accumulating. Or I should say has accumulated, because it's not on top of her. Snow is, I mean, this goes very similarly to what we said with the weather report, right? Where if the orb was half covered in snow, it would have had to have been dropped beforehand. Otherwise, it wouldn't be covered in snow at all. So maybe I just have to point out the piling snow in the crime scene photo. This crystal sphere. It was half buried in the snow, correct? Okay, right idea, wrong execution. I'll take that. I'm happy with that. That's right. If it hadn't stopped snowing, then it would have been game over. The snow would have totally covered it. That's all I needed to hear from you, Larry. Your testimony makes one thing quite clear. What? When the crystal sphere was dropped, it was snowing, even if it was ever so slightly. Snowing. I really like how they're playing with the snow in this case. It's really fun. It makes my brain tingle. On the other hand, let us take a look at the scene of the murder. As proven earlier today, there is no snow on the victim's body. Therefore, the crystal sphere must have been dropped before the murder. What? Order! Order! On the night of the murder, the victim did indeed go to Dusky Bridge. And there, something occurred that caused the staff's crystal sphere to come loose. What could that have been? This sphere, there's some blood on it, isn't there? Allow me to raise a certain possibility at this junction. The real crime scene was near the foot of Dusky Bridge.
Objection!
The murder didn't take place in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. Only a fool would suggest such a foolish piece of absolute foolishness. Just who is the fool? And which part is so foolish, Ms. Von Karma? Have you been paying any attention this whole time, Miles Edgeworth? The sister saw everything. She saw the victim being killed by the defendant in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. Wait, you're right. Objection! That's not exactly true, now is it? To put it more precisely, what she saw was the murder weapon being removed from the victim's body. That's the same thing. No, it isn't. You said it yourself. Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of the blade's insertion. Oh, and she's so confident as she says it. If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed. If that statement is the truth, then Dusky Bridge could very easily be the scene of the murder. The murder weapon was not removed, thus there was no bleeding. Objection! You're forgetting one vital thing, Miles Edgeworth. Elise Stonham's body was found in Hazakura Temple. On foot, it takes 15 minutes to travel from Dusky Bridge to Hazakura Temple. You mean to suggest someone carried the body all that way, perhaps with a snowmobile? I've made it this far. The only place to take this is to the end. I just need to prove that my version of the events is also perfectly plausible. Now, if the defense is ready, the court would like to have an explanation. Whoa, that's a big chunk of the health bar. Please show us the method by which the victim's body was carried to Hazakura Temple. Well, with the snowmobile, of course. I don't think there's any other method. I mean, I guess she could have flown. On that snowy night, there's one way that a body could have been moved. The snowmobile. As we know, the snowmobile was used that night, but the tracks only went one way. It was explained as having been used to dispose of the murder weapon, but it could also have been used to carry a body. Order! This is completely unacceptable, Miles Edgeworth. You've dug yourself into your own grave. And what do you mean by that? The only one who could have used the snowmobile was the defendant. Well, she did. Admittedly, she said that herself. So you might be onto something. She's the one who moved the body. Doesn't that put the final nail in your coffin? You're too late, Franziska von Karma. Glad Edgeworth knows what's going on. I do not. And in fact, the defense has proven something else entirely. We have shown that this case requires further investigation. That we have. What? Where was the victim Elise Stonham really killed? If her body was moved, whatever for? And finally, just what does this image mean? Do you even need to think about that? Such a creature could never see the truth, let alone describe it. Sorry, Larry. You're almost done up there. Just hang in there a little longer, man. This witness certainly sits on one of the lowest possible branches of humanity. Almost done, Larry. However, he would never utter a lie that could hurt a girl with whom he is enamored. And that is a fact. He drew this, so it is He drew this, so it is something that actually happened. The defense stands firm on this point. Edgy. Thank you. That settles it then. I cannot give a verdict under these circumstances. Oh, she's ticked. She's peeved. Come on, Franziska. You flew all the way back here. You might as well stay a couple days. Get comfortable. Let's have some fun. Right? I seem to have fulfilled my part in this. It's just as I thought. Franziska von Karma, you make a wonderful partner. Excuse me? There is one reason, and one alone, for me being here. To expose the darkness lurking in this case, and then pass it on to Wright. Really? That's what this was all about? You could have just told me that from the very beginning. Then I wouldn't have had Francie whipping me all around. Miles Edgeworth. I don't care what you were here to do. This was my chance to finally grind you under my heel. A shame that your chance seems to have slipped you by. What a shame. Hang on, Larry, we're almost done. I would highly recommend you keep your mouth shut until then, though. This is all your fault. Such a terrible witness. Touché. Ow. All right. Sorry, buddy. I demand satisfaction. Your Honor, can we adjourn? I cannot believe that the witness's testimony relates to an actual event. However, there has to be some sort of answer for the questions it raises. Have his words here today been the truth, or have they been lies? Next time we gather in this courtroom, those are the matters that shall be addressed. I am counting on thorough investigations by both the defense and the prosecution. And with this, the rest is up to you, right? That's pretty cool. I wonder if we're going to keep facing Von Karma, or if Godot comes back into play now too. I wonder. Interesting. I gotta hand it to you, Larry. You're not the most reliable witness, but you sure know how to put on a show. February 9th, 3:43 a.m. Hottie Clinic. Oh boy. Intensive care unit. I'm still up at this hour reading through the trial record of a certain case. Did we beat it? No, not even close. I have a feeling this case is going 3 days. So in the Ace Attorney world, a case can go up to 3 days. This was only day 1. But a trial can go up to 3. I'm still up at this hour reading through the trial record of a certain case. It's the first case my mentor, Mia Fey, had ever handled in a court of law. We're going back to the Dahlia case. The horrifying truth that I refuse to accept is holding me hostage here within its pages. Dahlia Hawthorne. What I have read, I don't want to believe. What's written here, this isn't the Dahlia I knew. After falling into Eagle River, I was somehow miraculously saved. But I ended up catching a cold that seemed to knock me around the world and back. I feel dizzy, my ears are ringing, my throat burns, and my head is on fire. But I will recover. I have to recover by this afternoon. I have to meet with the most ill-tempered witness imaginable. But I know that he'll be able to help me with him. Or I know that he'll be able to help me with him somehow. February 9th, 2:43 p.m., Dusky Bridge. Right. Are you sure you're well enough to be doing this? And we're back, baby. I'm well, thank you very much, sir, and thank you for holding down the court. Had to use a little PTO day, but I'm back in action. You still look a little green in the face. Or maybe Viridian in artist speak. Good one, Gumshoe. Actually, my fever's gone down quite a bit. How's your temperature? Only 102 degrees. Okay. We'll take some Tylenol and get back to it. Anyway, I read today's trial record. You weren't bad, Edgeworth. Pretty impressive, despite the circumstances. We're not in the clear yet. The main point of contention tomorrow is going to be the murder weapon. Yeah. In the end, the Shito did not deliver the deadly blow, which means there must be another sword hiding out there that we don't know about. Another sword, huh? Off the top of my dome, I can't think of one. Don't worry about a thing, pal. I'll dig up the murder weapon myself, or I'll eat my coat. Thanks again, Edgeworth. I'll handle things from here. That's probably for the best. What is it? What is this face? We don't see him look like this too often. Actually, I was thinking about paying the old precinct a little visit. There's something I want to look into. Oh? And that is our client's background, naturally. You mean Iris, sir? I have the feeling that we've met before. All I want is confirmation, one way or the other. And since I probably won't be getting that from you, what does that mean? What's that called? A double entendre? I'm sorry, Edgeworth. I bid you adieu, right? Take care. Interesting. Well, we're back in business, huh? Guess I should get moving too. Why? Do you need to be somewhere? Yeah, I've got to get to work on this bridge, pal. On the bridge? I'm rigging something so we can get across to the other side. How on earth did that job find you? A man of many talents. That's right. Maya's still stuck over at the Inner Temple. But you don't worry, pal. As soon as it's all set, you'll be the first to know. Thanks, Gumshoe. Oh no, he's still very ill. No problem, pal. Just try not to give me that cough of yours, okay? Alright, I'm off. Hang in there, Maya. We'll get you out, I promise. But in the meantime, I've got to continue collecting evidence. And there's one place that I simply have to go. And it looks like I'm gonna be stopped before I get there, but I wanna talk to Iris. Now that I'm back in Phoenix mode, I have so many questions. Come on, please. It's for art's sake, I swear. There's only one guy I know who could be this persistent and high-strung. I'm talking about the heroine here. The heroine in my book. It'll make you famous. Are you an author now? Larry's becoming a mangaka. Maybe he's just gonna be the writer and he'll get someone else to draw the pictures. I think that might be for the best. Von Karma? What are you doing here? Enough. A fool's fool fools fools who foolishly accept the foolishness of a fool's fool. I wonder how this is translated in Japanese. Wouldn't you agree, Phoenix, right? Sure, yeah, well, what'd she say? Elise was a children's book author and he was her student. You're right, I forgot about that. Did she also draw, though? Did she draw the pictures? Can't remember. I assume she did. Now, saying it out loud, Pearl's probably not out there reading novels. Your reflexes and mind need to shape up. My brain's frying like a sunny side up, and you want to grill me over a name? Franzi? You can Franzi? Who is Franzi? He's getting a little too comfortable. Even as we speak, Nick's on the brink of death, or so I'm told. Whip a dead horse. Isn't that one of your American sayings? No, it's not, and I'm not on the brink of anything. Come on, Nick. Tell her, would you? Tell her she needs the model for my new picture book, Franzi's Whippity Whip Trip. Okay. Larry, we're gonna workshop this. I think this has potential. I actually I don't hate it. Before you ask me to model, learn to give at least semi-coherent testimony. And before that, you'll have to learn how to live a semi-coherent life, Larry. Sorry, Larry. I had to get a few jabs in there, but we're cool. We're cool. I don't care what anyone says. I'm telling the truth. I saw what I saw. She flew, I'm telling you. Whoosh. Just like that dude with the red underwear. Who? Red underwear? Shu said in interviews that he headcanons that Phoenix worked under a mangaka in his college days. Thus says his major before law was in the arts, which the fandom prefers to headcanon him as a... Oh, I see. I think I see. That's interesting. A theater kid, which I find accurate to his theatrics in court. Wait, does YouTube chat have a limit on how long your messages can be? I feel like I knew that, but I feel surprised. I didn't know that. But I feel like this isn't, I don't know, whatever. Interesting. That is actually really interesting, though. I kind of like the theater kid one. Who's the dude in red underwear? Who are we talking about? I don't think I'm going to forgive you guys when you come crawling back to apologize. Oh, red underwear is Superman. He got Superman. Oh, what do you know? He does. Well, only sometimes. I don't watch a ton of DC. To be fair, I don't watch a ton of Marvel either, really. I used to watch more Marvel. But I haven't seen anything past, like, the last Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, I think. No, not Tobey Maguire. Who's the other one with Zendaya? That's the one I saw. Holland? Is it? I don't know. I'm so bad with actors, guys. Okay, moving on. It's amazing how little has changed with you in the past year, Phoenix Wright. Have you been in Germany all this time? That's right. Extending my perfect win record, naturally. Well, hang on. It's not so I mean, I guess it's perfect in Germany. But here in the big leagues? Sister. Oh, joy. Sounds like she hasn't changed a bit. Has it really been a year since we first met? I'm Franziska von Karma, the prodigy. I see. I gave up a promising career in Germany and came to this country for one sole reason. Revenge. Larry is certainly a comic kid. Absolutely. No doubt in my mind. Franziska was born and raised in Germany and became a prosecutor at the age of 13. Her father was the legendary prosecutor Manfred von Karma. God, that guy sends shivers down my spine. They really killed it with his character design. No pun intended. He is terrifying. He had a perfect win record for 40 long years, but now he's gone from this world. Oh. Don't tell me you still hold a grudge against me because of what happened to your father. Phoenix Wright, you will fall before me, this I promise. But it will be for my sake, not my father's. Are we clear? Yeah, crystal. In truth, I was shocked. I came back to America with the intention of defeating you. Instead, it was my little brother who was leading the defense. Okay, 19 and 26. Little brother, huh? All right. Sure. Guys, I need her confidence. I think I could do a bit from learning from Franziska's blind confidence in my everyday life. I love you. You were 13 and your father led you to play with the lives of innocents. I really do like Von Karma. Edgeworth was pulled into being a prosecutor by Manfred von Karma as well. Miles Edgeworth told me something very interesting, you know. He said that this case has a special significance to you. Because it does. And that's precisely why I am here. Your personal involvement will make crushing you into teensy-weensy pieces all the better. It's probably the fever, but she's so openly hostile that it's almost kind of cute. No smirking. Oh, she's losing her touch? She's losing her fierce touch a little bit. No whipping the sick. That foolish fool, doing such a foolish favor for such a foolishly foolish fool. Edgeworth. Make no mistake, Phoenix Wright. I came here for one thing and one thing only. To pulverize you. It's not like I thought you were here to bring me some cold killer X, you know, although it would be appreciated. Just please don't poison it like the last girl that tried to give me some. I went over the whole case file on the flight over. You read the whole thing? Yes, every last word of every last sentence of every last paragraph. All the ridiculous things you did made it very interesting to read, you know. Attempting to cross a burning bridge? Did you even consider the dangers? No. The only thought in my mind was I have to get across. A fool who doesn't think is more foolish than a fool who foolishly thinks. Gumshoe said he'd let me know once the bridge was repaired. Maya's gotta be okay, I just know it. Plus, I need to ask her about what really happened at the inner temple that night. That's true. The quicker we can get to Maya, the better, because she probably has some banging information that we need. Well, Von Karma, it's been a while. About this. Oh, she doesn't want to talk about Edgeworth. You know who I do want to hear your opinion on? Godot. You know this fool? You know this guy? About this. Nope, she doesn't want to talk about him either. I thought she loved talking about fools. Sorry, bad pun. Bad. Okay, she doesn't want to talk. Well, can I present anything? Can I present any? You want to see something really cool? No. Bump, 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 bump. Oh, they rearranged my evidence. Oh, I don't like that. I wish they hadn't done that. That's not even a pun? What do you mean? Yeah, it is, because she's always saying that people are fools. And they're foolish fools. When she says it, it's cool. Why can I not go to the jail? I want to go to the jail. February 9th, Hazakura Temple Main Hall. That was one long sigh. What's up, Bikini? Sister Bikini? My, I didn't know you were here. How are you doing? You don't have to pretend to be in a good mood for my sake. I suppose I've made a terrible mess of things, haven't I? I let Mystic Elise die, and then there's Iris as well. Hi, sad lady. She's going through it. It was a tough day. Listen, it's tough to be on the stand before Edgeworth and Von Karma. It's a rough day for all involved. Mystic Elise. Now that I think about it, there's an acolyte stuck at the inner temple. And that poor little girl's gone missing too. That little girl. You don't mean Pearls, do you? Yes, I'm afraid I do. She hasn't been seen since the morning after the incident. Pearls is missing? Why didn't anyone tell me about this? I must be getting old. I think I've seriously lost faith in myself. Are you talking about your performance at the trial today? You believe me, don't you? I'm not a liar. I would never lie. I know what I saw. I saw Iris pull that sword from Mystic Elise's body that night. I'm certain of it. At least, I was until this morning. I don't see any psych locks, so she must be telling the truth. Ah, Phoenix. Correction, we call those psycho locks now. They have been renamed, rebranded, and under new supervision? So why are you so unsure of yourself all of a sudden? You know that artist who testified after me? Yeah? Yeah, I know him. When I saw that man testify so fervently about something so impossible, I started to wonder if I had acted just like him when I was on the witness stand. I wouldn't take that guy too seriously. He's an artist, but all he draws is trouble and nothing else. If both Bikini and Larry are telling the truth, that can only mean one thing. They both didn't see what they think they saw. There's I know I keep saying it, they gotta be different people, man. They have to be. It's the only way that this makes sense. Is if Iris and Dahlia are different. On the night of the incident, you met Iris at the inner temple, is that correct? That's right. I'm sure it was Iris. But Iris claims she was in her room in Hazakura Temple. I knew I shouldn't have come back here that night, but because you did, Maya is stuck all by herself at the inner temple. I'm so sorry. The drafts in that place are nothing to shake a stick at. Winter is especially bad. I'll bet. The training hall looks like it's about to fall down any second. What if it was Pearl? What if this was Pearl? What if this was... What if this... I don't know if Mia can fly. That seems a little bit far-fetched. I was going to say, what if Mia went into Pearl's body and then flew over the bridge, but I don't think flying powers are part of the Fae family channeling technique. I could be wrong. But what if one of these people is Pearl's being possessed? Maybe? I don't know. The training hall looks like it's about to fall down any second. Eagle Mountain has always been prone to earthquakes, just so you know. Well, that's awesome. Earthquakes? Yes, I wouldn't be surprised if the next big one levels the training hall. We've got to get Maya out of there fast. But still, there's really no need to worry. That area on the other side of Dusky Bridge is isolated like an island. Like an island? How so? Well, the only thing on that side of the bridge is the inner temple. No one lives out there, and it's surrounded on all sides by the river or the forest. So a criminal would be trapped should they choose to flee in that direction. And as long as the bridge is out of commission, he or she will have to stay there. Interesting. Interesting! I wonder then if Maya has come across them. That means Maya could be stuck out there with a murderer and with no way of escape. That's a lot more of a gloomy way to look at it, but also something that we should probably be concerned about. Oh dear, I suppose it does. I was more concerned with the information we were going to get from Maya, but maybe we should make sure that Maya makes it back to the other side okay first. Please, Gumshoe, get that bridge up faster. I'm curious about a few things if you don't mind answering some questions. Oh, do you need to know my measurements for your investigation or something? No, that's not quite it. That's not quite it at all. In fact, furthest from the truth, Sister Bikini. I want to know a little more about the victim, Ms. Elise Donham. I'm afraid I don't know her waist size, or her bust size for that matter. No. Who do you think I am, Bikini? Look at, I'm not Larry. Sorry, Larry. No, I'm wondering why she came to stay in a place like this to begin with. I mean, she told us herself that she wasn't here for spiritual training. My, you make it sound like this place is some sort of dump, Mr. Wright. Mystic Elise was here to soak up the natural beauty of Eagle Mountain, if you must know. There, you did it again, Sister Bikini. I notice you always refer to Ms. Donham as Mystic Elise. Yeah, now why is that? After all, she's not here as an acolyte. We address all our visitors as Mystic. It makes their experience feel authentic. I don't think they do. And anyway, she's older than me. You must respect your elders, you know. She is? How do you know that? How can you say for sure that she's older than you? Dude, I'm telling you right now, Elise is Misty Faye. I'm calling it. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. It seems Miss Elise Donham was no ordinary visitor after all. And there's Pearls. She was with Miss Donham on the evening of the murder, and now she's vanished. It's all got to be connected somehow. This is so interesting. Why did Pearls have to get mixed up in this mess? Please, Mr. Wright. I know you're worried, but try to keep it together. Oh, man. My head's throbbing so bad, it's killing me. Pearls, she was with Miss Donham on the night of the murder, remember? Yes, but I have a temple to run, you know. I was busy preparing for the training. I didn't see the little darling even once after we'd finished eating dinner. The murder didn't take place right in front of her innocent eyes, did it? According to the detective, she hasn't turned up at her home either. Come on, keep calm. There's one place left where Pearls could be. She just has to be there. Come on, Gumshoe. Tell me you'll be done with the repairs soon. Oh no. Pearls is also on the other side? That would be awfully sad. What? Elise being Misty Faye? It would be sad. It would be sad. But this is the same game that through introducing us to Mia Faye, only to kill her off in like the first real case of the game. So I wouldn't put it past him. I wouldn't put it past him. We'll see. We'll see. I think I'm going to end it here. This is a good spot to end it at. I think on the next Ace Attorney stream, what I'll do is we'll start with maybe trying to see what we already have for Elise Donham's Psycho Locks, and then go from there. Unless I can get, if I can get to, no, I was going to say if I can get to the jail cell, I would do that. But since I can't, we will end it here for today. This was fun. I know everybody gives Larry a lot of shit, man, but he always keeps it entertaining. They're Cyclocks now. No. They're Psycho Locks. I like Edgeworth. Edgeworth has got to teach Phoenix some stuff. Okay. I called you. This is like really depressing music to end this stream on. Can we get something a little more upbeat? Hang on. This is kind of sad. Hang on. Maybe we can just go somewhere else and go back to the main gate. It's better than what it was. This is, at least makes it not so gloomy. All right, that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for watching, everybody. Whether you're just waking up in the morning, stopping by on your lunch break, or settling in after dinner, thanks for hanging out and having a cup of coffee with me. Tomorrow's stream is more Silent Hill, and then on Thursday we're running some Overwatch if you're interested. Otherwise, the schedule will be out on Sunday. As always, I will try to have it out. Thanks a lot for watching, everyone. Peace, and see ya!